when you look at the metaphor of the battery farm, and you see lots and lots and lots, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of chickens, all in little cages, all being fed probably not particularly nutritious stuff, but food that's not aimed at their well-being, but aimed at their productivity as factory fodder. Egg-laying factory fodder. They're being mined for money, and that's kind of where we've all ended up. We've allowed ourselves to become factory fodder and cannon fodder, as it was back in the day, and we're being mined for money. So the point of all this is not that we're disempowered, it's that we don't take the power that is available to us at all times. So the chickens can fly free, you know. We can actually break out of the battery farms in which we allow ourselves to be mined for money, along with the earth, which is being mined for money literally and metaphorically, and say, okay, so I've bought into this idea that I can just simply go along to a fashion retail outlet and be mined for money by being persuaded to buy more clothes every week at inflated prices, produced by people in factory farms, otherwise known as sweatshops in Asia, in dangerous buildings that can collapse, as did Rana Plaza, thereby killing over 1,000 young women in a day, because mining people and planet for profit was more important than actually preventing the deaths of appallingly badly paid employees. I, at the other end of that equation, the person who buys the products thus made, are just as much mined for money as they are. But we don't have to allow that to happen any longer. We can say, actually, I'm going to make my own clothes, or I'm going to fix clothes that I already have that have suffered a tear or a discoloration. You know, I'll dye them, I'll patch them, I'll take the fabrics from them and turn them into some other garment. You know, I'll go and learn from someone who knows what he or she is doing when it comes to tailoring or seamstering, and make my own clothes. I'll grow my own food. I'll produce more of my own energy. You know, by getting together with the local people and saying, hey, what if we were to talk to the people who manufacture and install renewable energy equipment and collaboratively fund the installation of such a collaboratively owned installation in our own city block or our own village or our own street. So this idea that we're disempowered by these awful, villainous miners of people and planet for profit is an idea in our own heads. And it's time to wake the duck up and actually stop allowing ourselves to be mined. Which leads on to another theme, which I think is also quite important. We're faced with these enormous numbers. You know, what's it going to cost to retrofit all the houses in Britain or the world to net zero carbon? What's it going to cost to replace all the fossil fuel power generation systems in the world with renewables? You know, what's it going to cost to restore the forests and the grasslands and the swamps and the mangrove, rapidly diminishing carbon sequestration systems provided by life herself on this planet? Well, it's going to cost nothing if we just roll our sleeves up and get on and do it. You know, it doesn't actually necessarily involve vast amounts of money. It's only because the money mining system has become the predominant system and we've bought into it by believing and allowing ourselves to be mined for money, that this continues to happen. Taking our power only requires that we take a decision, which is, I have power, and I'm simply going to exercise that power and stop explicitly or otherwise buying into the idea that I don't have any power. Of course you do. There's plenty of power out there, and you just have to grab some.